Alright guys, so let's look at our word problems again. So today, remember, we are going to be focused on just solving our word problems. We're filling in our final rectangle of each page. So let's look at our word problems, review our strip diagrams, equations, and estimations, and then let's actually solve. So the first problem says, when Dante's backpack is full of books, it weighs 176 ounces. When Jason's backpack is full of books, it weighs 64 more ounces than Dante's backpack. How many ounces does Jason's backpack weigh when it is full of books? So I have my strip diagram, and we were able to say that Dante's backpack is 176 ounces. We know Jason's backpack weighs 64 more ounces than Dante, and we're trying to figure out how much Jason's backpack weighs when it's full. We've already decided that it was an addition problem, and our equation was 176 plus 96 equals the question mark, which is the weight of Jason's backpack when it's full. Now remember, yesterday we talked about the estimation, and I chose to use rounding as my form of estimation. And when I did that, I was able to say that 176 is close to 180, and 96 is close to 100, and whenever I did all of that, I determined that my estimate was 280 ounces. So today we're actually going to solve. So I'm going to bring down my equation again. So I'm still looking for 176 plus 96. I'm looking for the sum. So just like we did over here with the expanded form, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to break 176 into 100 plus 70 plus 6. And I'm going to do the same thing for 96, and I'm going to have 90 plus 6. Now from here, you can use lots of different ways to solve. I think for this one, I'm going to use base 10 blocks. So I'm going to model 176. So I have 100 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have my expanded form with my base 10 blocks. I'm going to do the same thing with my 96. So I have 9 tens. Let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And I have my 6 ones. Now, we said that we are going to add them together. So I'm going to add them. So I'm going to go one place at a time. So I'm going to start with my hundreds. Right now, I only see 100. So I'm going to go ahead and bring 100 over. Now I'm going to do my tens. So I'm going to count by tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Ooh, that's good to know. 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. So I need to model 160. So I could drag 16 of my tens over, and that would make 160. Or I could regroup, and I'm going to have 100 and 6 tens to give me 160. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then finally, I'm going to use my ones, and I'm going to count by ones. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12. So I could draw 12 ones, or I could regroup to have 1 10 and 2 ones. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now I've modeled everything, but I still have to put it all together. So I'm going to count by hundreds, and then tens, and then ones. So I have 100, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 261, 262. So I know the weight of Jason's backpack when it's full is 262 ounces. My second problem says this. Robert's new book has 45 pages. He will read 5 pages each day until he finishes reading the book. How many days will it take Robert to finish reading his book? Now again, on Monday we created our strip diagram. So I know the book has 45 pages total. I know he's going to read 5 pages each day, but I don't know how many days it'll take to read. That's what we're trying to figure out. And then I move to my equation. So for my equation, I'm going to do 45 divided by 5 equals, and that's what I'm trying to figure out how many days it's going to take. For our estimate, we again used rounding as our form of estimation. So I know that 45 is close to 50. I left 5 there. And then 50 divided by 5, if I just count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, that gets me up to 10. So I think it's going to be somewhere around 10 days. So then we're actually going to solve. So I'm going to bring my equation down. So 45 divided by 5. The first thing I'm going to do whenever I'm dividing is I'm going to, for this problem, I'm starting with my total of 45. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 45 circles. I know that there are 5 in each group, so I'm going to make my groups of 5. So I have one group of 5, 2 groups of 5, 3 groups of 5, 4 groups of 5, 5 groups of 5, 6 groups of 5, 7 groups of 5, 8 groups of 5, 9 groups of 5. So by showing my work this way, I know that it took him 9 days to read his book. And I can compare my answer to make sure it's reasonable. So I said the answer was 9 days, and we estimated it was going to be 10 days. Well, you know what? 9 and 10 are pretty close, so I know I did my work right. Let's look at our next problem. Our next problem says that Lakita is allowed to talk on her cell phone no more than 45 minutes each day. What is the greatest number of minutes she can talk on her cell phone in 7 days? Again, on Monday, we created our strip diagram. We know we're looking for the total number of minutes. We know that she is able to talk on her phone for 45 minutes each day, and there are 7 days. So I have 7 groups of 45. I have my equation that shows the same thing. 7 groups of 45. Remember the times, or the X means groups of, so 7 groups of 45. And that's going to tell me the total number of minutes she can talk. Again, I used rounding as my form of estimation. So I said 45 rounds to 50 and 7 rounds to 10. Then I did partial products to help me with my estimation. So I did 50 times 10, and when I did that, I got partial products of 500, 0, 0, and 0. So when I add all those together, I got 500. So I know my answer is going to be somewhere close to 500. Now remember, I rounded up for both of these, so my number is probably this number is probably a little bit bigger, but that's okay. It's getting me a close answer, or a ballpark. So we're going to actually solve. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring down my equation. So I have 7 groups of 45. Again, I'm going to show my work with partial products, so I'm going to set it up. The first thing I'm going to do is decompose my 45. So I have 40 and I have 5, so I'm going to say I have 45, so I broke it into 40 and I broke it into 5. I decomposed it. And then 7, I'm going to leave it alone. In this first box, I'm going to do 7 times 40, so I wrote down what I'm going to do. My second box, I did 7 times 5, and I wrote down what I'm going to do. Now, sometimes when I have to multiply, I have to still use my base 10 blocks because that's what helps me. If that's what helps you, then that's fine. So it says I have to have 7 groups of 40, so I'm going to actually model that. I have 7 groups of 40. Here's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups, 7 groups, and there's 40 in each one. Now, if I don't know what 7 times 40 is, now I have a picture to help me so I can just count. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280. So now I know 7 groups of 40 is equal to 280. I'm going to do the same thing for 7 times 5. I could skip count by 5s because I know how to do that. Or I could represent 7 groups of 5. So if I do that, then I am going to either count by 1s or I could count by 5s. I'm going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So I know that 7 times 5 is 35. So now I'm going to use my partial products, 280 and 35, and I'm going to add them together. So again, I can use my pictures to help me. So I could start at 280 because I just said that's how much this is. So 280, and I could count by 1s starting at 280, or I could count by 5 starting at 280, which is what I'm going to do. So 280, 285, 290, 295, 300, 305, 310, 315. So I know whenever I'm adding 280 plus 35, I'm going to get 315. So that means that she is able to talk for a total of 315 minutes. And I can check my answer with my estimation. Now, my estimation was 500, and my actual answer was only 315. But they're still kind of close together. They're not like 315 and like a million. They're pretty close together. So I know that I must have done my work the right way. Our last question says, Ava has too many comic books. Her bookshelf is packed with 205 comics. She decided to get rid of 167 of them. How many comic books will Ava have left? Now remember, on Monday we did our strip diagram. We knew our total was 205 comics. She got rid of 165, and so we're looking for how many she has left. This is exactly what our equation says. So it says 205 minus 167 equals however many comics she has left. Again, for my estimation, I used rounding to help me. So 205 is close to 210, and 167 is close to 170. So the way I modeled it with my base 10 blocks is I actually made 210, and then I took away 100, and then 70, and I was left with 40. So my answer is going to be somewhere around 40. So let's actually check it. So I'm going to bring my equation down. This time I'm actually going to solve 205 minus 167. So I have my 205, 100, 200, and then 5 more. And I'm going to take away 167. So I've taken away 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, and 7 more. Now the way I'm going to figure out my answer is I'm just going to count what's left over. So I'm going to start with my tens, and then I'm going to figure it out from there. I could just count by ones until I count them all. Either way works. So I'm going to say 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So that means that she has 38 comics left. So we found out she has 38 comics left. Our estimation was she had 40 comics left. 38 and 40 are pretty close together, so I know I did my work correct.